Hello, lads and lasses. Hey, if you like today's lesson, then buy 50 gallons of white, green, and gold paint and climb to the top of the water tower and paint over the school logo with the giant letters spelling out I Heart Art, as this would really help spread the good word of my class. Okay, everybody, today I'm going to teach you guys how to use your colored pencils. So I've talked about colored pencils when we did the skeleton, but in case you're watching this for the first time, colored pencils, these Prismacolors are a very special kind. They are very expensive, but they mix really well. They are a superior brand of colored pencil, so we want to treat them well. Um, and let me just show you how to sharpen your pencil. So I'm going to take a dull pencil right here. And I showed you guys this last time we used colored pencils, but I'm just going to show you guys again. So I sharpen a colored pencil with an X-Acto knife and a sharpener. These things, these colored pencils do not do well in an electric pencil sharpener. Prismacolors and electric pencil sharpeners are not good friends. For one thing is the electric pencil sharpener will break the core inside the pencil, and we have to do a lot of sharpening with colored pencils, and so sharpening colored pencils over and over and over again wears out the pencil sharpener. So with the X-Acto knife, I have cut off all of the wood around the core. And then I use the pencil sharpener just to sharpen the core, and it makes it nice and sharp. Now, the reason why I don't use the pencil sharpener and like this is because the wood dulls the blade that's on there. So, and that causes it to be a dull blade. When you sharpen a pencil with the dull blade with the wood, then it creates little vibrations, and those little vibrations break the core inside of the pencil. So that is why I sharpen this way. All right, so I'm going to clean up my area right here, get out of the way, and I use a big fat brush to get all the pencil shavings off. Whoop, there's my mask. My mask flew off. All right. Now, I want you to have your colored pencils ready. Here they are. And I sent you a handout that looks like this. It says variety with color. And I want you to choose a dark colored pencil on to start with. I am going to choose this dark brown. I think that's what it's called. Dark brown. And the reason why I'm choosing dark brown is that it is a color that we hardly ever use in this class. So it'll be good for this one. We won't be, excuse me, we won't be using it up because some of these colors we need for other assignments. All right, I'm going to set my colored pencils aside. By the way, you can choose any dark color you want. You can choose indigo blue or dark green or the purple or whatever dark color you want. Don't use black because we really need that for another assignment. All right, so here's what we are going to do. I am going to make what's called a value scale from white to very heavy dark brown. And with this, well, I'll get to that in a second. So I'm going to zoom in. And what I want you to do is we are going to label these. So that's going to be 0. Let's do a better 0. And this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 0, we're going to leave that alone. Now on number 1, I want you to color it in with your dark colored pencil as lightly as you possibly can. So you can go in circular motion. I like to go in this direction and then that direction. In fact, why don't I... Are the lights even on? Okay. And I want you to color this in so lightly that you can barely even notice it. And my camera is having a tough time picking it up. But I am coloring in so light. And notice that my hand, when I hold it, I'm holding it from the back of the pencil, right? Not the front of the pencil like I'm writing. I'm holding it from way in the back. And I'm just letting gravity push the pencil against the paper. Let's do that. And I like to turn my paper around and go in different directions so that it's not all the same direction. All right. Sometimes your teachers in other classes, when you're coloring in maps, they want all the lines going in the same direction. But I want it to look like an even color, not a bunch of lines. All right. All right. So that is no color at all. And that's the lightest color that we can possibly make. If I move it over here, we can see it a little bit more. All right. All right, now in this one, in box number 2, I want you to do the exact same thing that we just did. I want to have 2 identical rectangles of very, very light brown. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. La, la, la. All right, I might, you know what, I'm in the mood to speed this up later in post-production. And okay, and then I have a white rectangle, I have a light rectangle, and a light rectangle. Both of these are practically the same. And then what I want you to do is I want you to do another layer on top of this as light as you can. But what you're doing is you are making it ever so slightly darker than box number 1. Box number 2 should be ever so slightly darker. All right, now here's what I want you to do. I want you to put your fingers on either side of this, and you should be able to see a light, medium, and a dark. Right. Now, we're going to move on to box number 3. All right, and I want box number 3 to be exact same as box number 1. So I'm going to color it in as lightly as I possibly can. All right, now I'm going to make box number 3. Now that box number 3 looks identical to box number 2, if I put it up here, you can see. Now I want to make it identical to box number 2. So I'm going to make a layer that is slightly heavier, and I'm going to darken it ever so slightly much so that it is exactly like box number 2. All right, now they are the same. So there I have a light, medium, and a dark, and there I have a light, a medium, and a medium. Come on, focus. Focus. A light, a medium, and a medium. So now I'm going to make box number 3 look ever so slightly darker than box number 2. Do it as nice and neat as you possibly can. Okay, I'm just going to make this ever so slightly darker. All right, so there I have a light, a medium, and a dark, and now I have a light, a medium, a light, a medium, and a dark. All right. Now on box number 4, we're going to build, this is called building your darks. We're going to make things go darker and darker and darker like this, but we're going to do it in layers. All right, so now box number 4 is going to start out just like box number 1. All right, and then I'm going to make box number 4 look just like box number 2. And I'm turning my paper around so that I can get my pencil point into the corners. That's why I'm turning my pencil or my paper around. All right, now box number 4, whoops, box number 4 looks like box number 2. Now I'm going to turn box number 4 to make it look like box number 3. So I'm adding a slightly darker layer. There we go. That looks pretty good. All right. So light, medium, dark, and light, medium, medium. Uh-oh, I'm going to make this one a little bit darker. I forgot to look at the time. Crap. 5:25. I've been at this 5 minutes. Oh my goodness. All right. Okay, so now we have light, medium, dark, light, medium, dark, light, medium, dark. All right, so I'm going to speed this up for the rest of it until I get to number 8. Okay, so we finished the value scale right here, and so we can see that as we change the pressure of the pencil, as we push harder and harder and add more and more layers, we can make things look darker and darker and darker. In fact, I can add a little bit of more darkness to the 7. I'm going to push down. All right. There we go. All right, that looks good. All right, we're going to move on to the next section. And here, let's see if I can find my notes from last year. All right, we're going to add different pressures of color and white. So in this case, you are going to need a white colored pencil. Here it is right here, white. And we're going to need a color. And I'm going to recommend that we do indigo blue, I think. indigo blue. Indigo blue looks a lot like black, right? So it says indigo blue right there. All right, indigo blue. All right. So in here, here's what I want you to write above. We're going to write 10%, 25%, 50-50, 75%, and then 90%. Let me find a sharp pencil. So 10%, 25%, 50, 50, 75%, and 90%. All right. And then let me sharpen this pencil. All right, here we go. This is going to be 10% color. So I'm going to make this a lot like I made that, but there's going to be a difference at the end. So let's start by coloring this in as lightly as I possibly can. All right. And then I'm going to push heavy with my white. I'm pushing down really hard on this, and you'll see that it kind of blends all in nicely and evenly. All right, now on this one, I'm going to make it 25% color and 75% white. So that means I'm going to lay down, I'm going to do the same thing that I did there. And then I'm going to bring it up to the level of a 2, maybe a 3, maybe somewhere in between a 2 and a 3. I'm going to add some more pigment. And then I'm going to come in with my white and push down really hard, and that blends it all together. All right, the next one, I'm going to try to make it an even 50-50. So I'm going to do a light layer. And I'm adding more layers onto it. All right, kind of make it a little bit like a medium blue. And now I'm going to push down hard with my white. All right, in this next one, I'm going to add a lot of layers of blue. Let me get up into the corners. Make this look as nice and neat as you possibly can. And I'm adding heavier layers now. All right, I think that's a good 75%. Now I'm going to push down hard with my white. By the way, we haven't checked our work. All right. So we can check it by, there's a light, medium, and a dark, and there's a light, medium, and a dark. All right, now I'm going to do mostly colored pencil. So I'm going to lay down some light layers first. Actually, I'm pushing kind of hard on this. This is going to be 90% color and 10% white. And you all know that white is not a color, correct? I don't know if you've ever heard that before. All right. And then I'm going to lay down some heavier blues. All right, and I'm going to push down hard with my white. And that should give me 5 blues. They get darker as they go towards the right. All right, so a light, medium, and a dark, a light, medium, and a dark, and a light, medium, and a dark. Hooray, we won. Okay, for this next trick, you are going to need black, which my colored pencil set does not have. Wait, does it? Yes, it does. All right. You are going to need black, and I recommend using the light blue. Black and light cerulean blue. All right, that works best for this combination right here. You're welcome to use other colors. All right, before we get started, all right, we're going to make 90% and 80% and 70% and 50-50. Whoops, 50-50 and 30%. All right, the reason why these numbers are inverted is because we're making it look darker because of the use of black. Also, notice that the 50% is not in the middle. And the reason why is that black is a very powerful, it's not a color, but I'm going to call it a color for today. But black is a very powerful color, and it overcomes other colors. So we're going to use black very sparingly. All right, I'm going to start with a light. In fact, it's going to be 90% colored. So I'm going to layer my colors. So I'm going to start off with a light layer of light blue. And I'm building heavier layers and heavier layers of light blue. And then I'm going to come over with the I'm using like this level of black on top of my blue. So I'm going in different directions ever so lightly. This level of black, whoops, this level of black. All right, So, and then I'm going to push down really hard with my light blue. So what that's done is that's made kind of like a grayish blue. It still looks blue. And the reason why it looks grayish because light blue has white in it, and the white and the black mixed together and made gray. Okay, now this needs to be 80% blue and 20% black. So I put down a good layer of blue. I'm going to put down a ever so light layer of black. And again, I'm using that level of black, a number 1 level. All right. And then I'm going to do some more blue on top of that. Okay, and I'm thinking right about now, I think you guys can guess what's happening in the future. So I am going to speed up this, and I will talk again when I'm done with this section. Okay, so we're going to do this next one right here. And so we are going to need indigo blue. And then we are going to, I suggest using the mint green color. It's called True Green. Now it says add indigo blue to cool colors. Well, cool colors are the blues, the greens, and the purples. These are all cool colors. Cool colors. All right. These are all the cool colors in your set. And you can use any of these. However, if we're making things dark, I would choose the lightest one. So either choose the light blue or the light purple or the light green. And I want us to use this light green. It's called True Green. All right, and we're going to use the same formula. So it's going to be 90%, 90%, and 80%, and 70%, and 50, 50, and then 30%. All right, so I'll speed this up because it's the same as the other one. The only difference is that instead of using black, we're using indigo blue. Okay, in this last section right here, we're going to use yellow and Tuscan red. So find Tuscan red. Tuscan red is kind of hard to find for the first time. You see it says Tuscan red and then yellow. Tuscan red looks a lot like brown. So, when you're looking for a red color, it's not going to look red. It's going to be like a reddish brown or a brownish red. But this is what we're going to use now. All right, so we're going to do the same process. We're gonna make a value scale from yellow to Tuscan red, and we're just going to add a little bit more Tuscan red as we go. So I'm going to speed this up, and you can watch. Okay, so now we are going to finally do this last part, and there's 3 of these here, but I only want you to do 1. So I want you, and we're talking about opposite colors. In fact, I'm going to go and get a book that has a color wheel. Let's take a look at the color wheel. Okay, so if we are looking at a color wheel, we notice that certain colors are opposite each other. So, for example, let's take red. What is the opposite of red? What's on the other side of the color wheel? It's green. And then yellow. The opposite of yellow is purple. And orange. The opposite of orange is blue. And then this here is yellow-green. The opposite of yellow-green is red-purple. And the opposite of yellow-orange is blue-purple. And the opposite of red-orange is blue-green. So I want you to choose either yellow-purple, blue-orange, or red-green. So here's an example of what blue-orange looks like. Here's an example of what yellow-purple looks like. And here is an example of what red-green looks like. Choose one of them. Which one appeals to you? And you are going to do it. So you get to choose. All right, here's how it's going to work. I'm not going to do this for you. You're going to do it on your own. So that's pure orange. So I want you to lay down a heavy layer of pure orange. This is orange with a little bit of blue. This is orange with a little bit more blue. Let's jump to the other side. This is pure blue. This is blue with a little bit of orange, and this is blue with a little bit more orange. In the middle, there, I want you to color it, use orange and blue so that it's neither orange nor blue. If you added any more orange, it would be too orange. If you added any more blue, it would be too blue. With this one, this is pure yellow. This is yellow with a little bit of purple. This is yellow with a little bit more purple. Let's jump to the other side. This is pure purple. This is purple with a little bit of yellow, and this is purple with a little bit more yellow. And in the middle, I mixed purple and yellow together so that it's neither purple nor yellow. If I added any more yellow, it would be too yellow. If I added any more purple, it would be too purple. And then this is pure red. This is red with a little bit of green, and this is red with a little bit more green. Let's skip to the other side. This is pure green. This is green with a little bit of red, and that's green with a little bit more red. And in the middle, I mixed green and red so that it's neither green nor red. All right, and actually I am going to do this with you guys so that I can time it. All right, make sure that I'm giving you guys enough time to do this. I'm going to sharpen a pencil here. Okay, I'm going to go for it. Oh, by the way, with green and red, we're going to use poppy red, and we're going to use grass green, grass green, grass green, and poppy red. With blue and orange, we're going to use orange, whoops, orange, orange, and true blue. And then with yellow and purple, we would use violet and canary yellow. All right, but I want to use the red and green. All right, this is the first worksheet. Let's see, let's focus. All right, this is the first worksheet, and that's that. And so let's get the other worksheet. This one right here. And I'm going to show you a cool trick. All right, so in this one, every time we made a value change, it was a sudden change. You know, it's white, and then it's light, and then it's medium, and then it's dark, and then it's darker, and then it's darker. All right, there's no subtle change or nuance. You know, it's either one or the others. There's no blending. So I'm going to show you guys how to blend with a colored pencil. So I'm going to show you two different ones. Let's see. Let's go with orange. It's orange, and I think we'll leave it at that. So let me sharpen this. All right. So on this one, I'm going to do a very light layer of yellow over the whole thing. And then I'm going to do orange. Now watch carefully. All right. what I'm going to be doing with my orange is I am going to be pushing down hard and then slowly releasing the pressure. Like that. Do you see that? Let's zoom in. All right, it's a slow change from dark to light. I do not want to see heavy and then light. All right, so this makes me happy. Whoop. This makes me angry. All right, so we want to have it happy and not angry. So I'm going to push down harder here and ease up off the pressure as I go towards the middle. And then I'm going to leave this whole area yellow. I'm not even going to bring my orange. My orange is only going to go about this far. So I'm going to go back over this so I make sure it's all nice and even and it's not splotchy. See, and there's like a bit of a line right there. I'm going to try to get rid of that. And then I'll go over to this other side. Maybe I can turn it around. Easing up off my pressure. All right, now I'm going to do a heavier layer of yellow over the whole thing. I'm pushing down with a medium pressure. Oh, wait, no. Before that, I got ahead of myself. I'm using the Tuscan Red, and I'm easing off the pressure faster. The Tuscan Red is only making it look dark on the end. Easing up off the pressure immediately. I'm only using the Tuscan Red on the end. All right. Now, back to the yellow. I'm going to be using yellow with a medium pressure over the whole thing. All right, and then I'm going to come back in with the orange. I'm going to pushing down heavier with the orange and lifting off of the pressure as I go towards the middle. And do the same thing on, it's beginning to look like a sunset. That's the look that I want, a sunset. All right, and then my Tuscan Red, just make things dark on the end. I ease up off the pressure. And then do it on the other side. All right, and then the last layer that I'm going to do is a heavy layer of yellow over the whole thing. All right, that's what it looks like. All right, now the other one I'm going to do is blue. So blue is going to go the other direction. So I want light cerulean blue, I want indigo blue, and I want true blue and white. All right, so I'll put these aside, and I want these four colors: white, light cerulean blue, true blue, and indigo. Let me sharpen my true blue. All right, so we're going to do this one right here, and I'm going to make it light and ease up off the pressure. And then I'm going to use my true blue. And then my indigo blue. All right, now I'm going to use my white over almost all of it. So I'm pushing down with a medium pressure on the white over most of it. And then I'm going to do the same thing again with my light cerulean blue, but this time I'm using a heavier pressure, but I'm easing up off the pressure as I go towards the middle. I want to leave that middle white. Oh, I made a mistake. See how there's such a change from there to there? So I'm just going to very lightly come back over it. All right, I think that helped it a bit. Now let's go up into there. All right, turn it around, pushing with a heavier pressure and easing up off my pressure as I go towards the middle. I want it to be a slow change between dark and light. It is not okay to have stripes of color on this project. All right, now I'm using the true blue, and I'm using it less than the light cerulean blue. And I have a little bit of a stripe right there. I'm going to try to fix that with the indigo blue in just a moment. All right, the indigo blue. And then indigo blue. Okay, that's helpful. Then I'm going to come back in with my white, and I'm going to push harder on the white, and I'm going to go almost all the way to the ends. I want this to be dark, so I'm not going to put white over that. And then now I'm going to push hard and ease up off my pressure. There's a bit of a white spot in there. There we go. And easing up off the pressure. And I'm just going to keep going back and forth until it looks perfect, or as close to perfect as I can get. And I'm only using the True Blue way down here. I'm not going towards the center. And then my indigo in the back. All right, now here's your assignment on this part. I want you to practice these two color schemes. I want you to practice with the yellow to Tuscan red and the white to the dark blue. And what I want to see is a perfect blend from light to dark. I don't want to see any striping. A perfect blend from light to dark. So if you nail it on the first try, then you're done. But here's all these other opportunities that you can use. So you have to keep trying over and over and over until you get it right. So if it takes you 2 tries, 3 tries, 4 tries, 5 tries, 6 tries, you keep trying until you get it right, until yours looks like mine. All right, that's it for today. And until next time, be a little art factory.